Welcome everyone to Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, and to immediate match reaction to Rangers 4, Dundee United 1. 4 goals, 3 points, 3 more wins to go. I'm your host Scott Carney, and joining me is Ali Pearson.
How we doing, lads? That's another one ticked off.
Yeah, and Scott Gemo as well.
Afternoon, guys.
Afternoon, gentlemen. Yes, that was a rather pleasant afternoon, to be honest. Didn't really start that way. Obviously, we're going to come on to a kind of play-by-play, but the first 30 minutes was a bit tough going. But, I mean, after that, some outstanding performances individually by Rangers today, and it's the most routine of 4-1 wins, really, for Rangers. So the starting 11 today was Alan McGregor in goal, Balogun filling in for Tav at right back, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Davis, Jack, Aribo, Kent, Hadji and Morelos. So, Ali, I'll come to you first. I know there's not real shocks in the team, if you like, but are you surprised somebody like Scott Wright didn't start, for example?
Yeah, I thought he was a stick on to start. I mean, we both said he would start. Gerrard said in his interview that he from what he was saying, I thought he was going to start. I thought he deserved a start. But no complaints about it, but trying to pick a Rangers team at the moment, and I fucking give up, to be honest. I think I'm going to get one this year.
Yeah, all three of us weren't right, actually. Not one of us got it right. So, Scotia, was there any real shocks in the team for you?
No, not really, man. I think the only shock would have been if one of the COVID-5 had made an appearance on the bench or something like that. Although I doubt they could have because of the isolation stuff. But I know it's not really. You know, you kind of think you pick your own team. I thought Wright maybe would have started as well, but more I thought about it after I'd said that, I was like, actually, don't change a winning formula. You know, there's no need to bring Wright in when we're winning. So yeah, there's not really any shocks there, is there?
Nah, not really. I get what you're saying, the winning formula thing. It was the way that Gerrard it's almost as if he'd hinted to it when he did his press conference on Friday, and I don't know. I just thought Scott Wright would start. I don't know why. I just had it in my head that the way Gerrard had said it and the kind of game that I thought it was going to be. Obviously, it's turned out to be very very routine for Rangers. I just thought this might be the chance to give him a bash. But we will come on to him later on. So we'll just jump into the game. So. Just into the second minute, Balogun, and the first time he gets the ball, he bombs forward on the right-hand side and gets a cross in. Not the greatest of crosses, but it confirms that he will be doing his best to get up and down during the match. Fourth minute, good link-up play down the left-hand side with Aribo and Kent leads to Aribo getting a low cross. It runs straight through and there's no one at the back post to latch on the end of it because the man that would have latched on the end of it is probably sitting in the stand, James Tavernier, obviously, but I'm pretty sure Tav would have been there for that one. On to the 8th minute, first real chance actually comes for United. They put a good move together coming forward. They open up the back line and Shankland gets to it before Hollander. He's one-on-one with McGregor, but McGregor's out quick to close him down and smother the shot. Amazing again from McGregor, but Ali, Rangers should really be one down here.
Yeah, they come right through the middle of us, which is kind of worrying. Rangers' defence has been opened up a few times down the middle. I think Hollander, it looks like he kind of pulls out a wee bit because I think if he takes the boy down, I think he's off the park because he's right through.
Yeah, so probably, yeah.
He pulls out, but there's Shagger straight out. He spreads himself and he probably should score, but it's a great save from McGregor and he's saved us from going 1-0 down.
Definitely, I don't think there's any doubt about it. It's not the first time McGregor kind of saves us really in the first wee bit of the game. So we'll move on to 11 minutes. Should be the first booking for Edwards of United for a tackle that comes straight through the back of Aribo just inside the United half. It has to be a booking. He doesn't win the ball. He's not even close to really winning the ball. Takes Aribo out, but as you would expect, there's no booking. 16 minutes, Dundee United break through the defence again. Pass to play in the boy down the left-hand kind of channel. The pass is a wee bit heavy from Clark, I think it was, and McGregor again gets out quick to close it down before he gets the shot away. So Scotia, 16 minutes here, there's been 2 chances for United and none for Rangers. Are we beginning to get a wee bit worried here?
Yeah, slightly. I mean, I text you boys just before the game. I started buffering for me. So the first sort of 15, 20 minutes, I was kind of getting buffered every now and again. It's somehow managed to see all the bad points that we were.
Well, you were lucky then.
No, because I seen this one. This one was one of the ones I seen, and yeah, Dundee United seemed to cut us open a wee bit too easily again. I thought Nicky Clark was probably the best player on the pitch at this point. I thought he was playing pretty well, and yeah, Shagger's pulled us out a wee bit there. I mean, they're not going to be the best saves we talk about from Shagger this season, but they were two really important saves in that first 15, 16 minutes, well, because we could very easily be 1-0 1 or 2-0 behind, and it's a completely different story the rest of the game. Good to see that he still staying sharp and getting those saves.
Yeah, I think he surprises everybody with how quick he can get out his goal still at the age that he is, and they are very important saves. I mean, yeah, they're not the most spectacular, but he's still got to do it, and he's still got to be there to save them. And I don't know what it was with Rangers in the first kind of 15, 20 minutes, whether we were struggling to figure out our style of play or the way the balance of the team was going to be without Tav being there. And I think you can see it, and it's no disrespect to Balogun, because I did think he was really good today, but you can see what James Tavernier offers when he's there, and I think the balance of the team's obviously correct. But again, it just took Rangers a wee bit of time to get going for whatever reason. So we'll just keep going on through the game. So 19th minute, United are having the best run of play. Good football again, gets them into the box down the right hand side. Goldson kind of struggles to get the ball back off the man. The cross low across the face of the goal. Rangers lucky not to be behind again as Balogun manages to get it clear, but one touch from a United player here and it was a sure-on goal. First real chance for Rangers doesn't come to the 21st minute. Aribo with the ball just outside the box, takes on his man and on his right foot gets a shot away, but it's well saved by United keeper on his weaker side. But it was a decent shot and a very good save by the United keeper, to be fair, to keep it level. And all of a sudden, I think Joe Aribo's woke up, and straight away after that, Aribo again gets from the second phase of the corner, is down the right hand side. This time beats his man to the byline. Low cross in to try and pick out Morelos at the near post, but United just get there. The United player just gets there first and to clear it away for another corner. But as I say, it looks like the Dundee United pressure and the few chances that we've had, Ali, has kind of sparked Rangers into life at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the game Dundee United played at Ibrox beginning of the season, it was very similar, to be honest. Dundee United pressed us first 15 minutes, looked decent, didn't have as many chances as they had in this game. I mean, we need to give a bit of credit to Dundee United. I thought Dundee United played really well first 20 minutes, probably first half, to be honest. They did play really well. They came, I thought they were brave, coming with the two up top, had a go at us. So not fair play to them. But at that point, I didn't think they'd be able to keep that up for 90 minutes anyway, like the first game at Ibrox. But when Aribo, he was unlucky with that shot and the wee bit of magic after it, but they were slightly coming more into it, Rangers, and yeah, I was thinking maybe this sort of tide will turn now.
Yeah, and then kind of out of nowhere, we get sprung on that Ryan Jack is going off. Now, I don't know if I've missed something, if you have seen something, but I've not seen anything that, whether it was a tackle or anything or a turn or whatever happened, I'm really not sure. But Ryan Jack has to come off. He's obviously carrying something. As I say, we're not sure if it's his knee or if it's something else, but he goes off and Glenn Kamara comes on. Scotia, did you see anything to see what this could be, or I didn't see anything.
Not during the game, I didn't, but when he was coming off, he looked as if he pointed down to his right heel.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that. So, yeah,
I don't know, but Gerrard said that he needs to manage Jack, and Jack, since he's been here, he's been out for quite lengthy periods every season with a niggle on something to do with his leg, his calf, or whatever. And so I think Ali will probably come on because Ali did messages saying that the game changed, but Jack obviously wasn't up to full speed, so I don't know if it's something he's been carrying in coming into the game, because we were pretty disjointed in the middle there. I think the only decent, really good bit of play Jack made is when he made that pass through to Aribo. It was a lovely wee pass he made through, and then obviously their keeper saves it. But I didn't see anything during the game that kind of suggests an injury there, so I don't know if he's been maybe carrying something into the game to start with.
Yeah, there was nothing really clear, and you're right, he did kind of point down to his heel as he was going off, so we'll just need to wait and see with that one. Obviously we're still waiting for confirmation as well about how long James Tavernier is going to be out for, but I'm sure that will all come out probably today, to be honest. We've recorded this literally straight after the final whistle, so we've not heard anything from the gaffer yet. So we'll just move on. 29 minutes, United again getting forward far too easily. Clark for United gets himself a half yard of space at the edge of the box, gets the shot away, forces another save by McGregor, but it's quite comfortable for him. We better win from the cameras, I think, by McGregor with this one, but it's still a decent save, still has to be there to make the save. So the first half an hour, as I say, it's not been the most comfortable of half hours we've had to watch, but we weren't uncomfortable for much longer as the goal comes on the 34th minute. Rangers get the breakthrough, real patient build-up play on the right-hand side from Aribo and Davis. Aribo does well to get a half yard of space just inside the box on the right-hand side. He hits a low shot towards goal. Keeper probably had it covered, to be honest, but a wee touch from Hadji as it's on its way towards goal. It's just enough to take it away from the keeper. Probably against the run of play, but I'll take it. Rangers 1-up. Ali, where did this come from?
Yeah. But it came from a bit of magic. That's what Joe Aribo's all about. I thought, like you said, Rangers were kind of doing the patient playing edge of the box. It came to Aribo. The way he can drop the shoulder, Aribo, and just drag a ball at times, it's frightening. I'd hate to defend against him. I mean, Scotia, you're a defender at heart, apparently. I mean, you'd struggle against Joe Aribo.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it was brilliant. And like you said, I think the keeper would have saved that if Hadji didn't get the wee flick on it. So, yeah, fair play to Hadji. I mean, I thought Hadji was pretty quiet the first half. But he appears in moments like this quite a lot of the time, Hadji, and gets wee flicks and stuff. So, no, it was a good goal. But I would say, I thought Ryan Jack going off, I mean, I hope he's okay, Ryan Jack. But bringing Kamara on, I thought, brought us a bit of balance in the midfield. I don't think we need a Jack and a Davis in a home game at Ibrox. Aribo and Kamara together, to me, when they're on fire together, they're unstoppable. And I thought Kamara he made a big difference to that Rangers midfield and the team. But no, again, it was a goal out of nothing, and Dundee United must have been absolutely gutted.
They must have been, yeah. They generally must have been like, they did everything they possibly could to try and score, and it's McGregor that's really kept it level. And then, as you say, the one wee bit of magic by Aribo, and then Hadji just with the kind of the instinct just to stick his foot out. Scotia, a goal's a goal. We'll take it.
Yes, and there's a few of them today, isn't there? Yes, no, it is indeed. Yeah, and touching on what Ali said there about Kamara coming on and playing better, I don't know if that's maybe down to the fact that maybe Jack was carrying something, had a wee niggle, that it stops him playing as effectively as he can. Because I know, obviously, we spoke about after the Hamilton game that we want Jack and Davis in there to give us a bit more oomph in the midfield. And obviously today it didn't work in that first 30 minutes or so. So is it down to the knock? I thought Kamara was great when he came on as well. But yeah, maybe just that wee niggle takes it out of him and it disrupts our flow.
Possibly, maybe stopping Aribo committing as much forward as well. Yeah, you could possibly be right there. I really don't know. With Ryan Jack, it's just a strange one. I hope it's nothing too serious because I don't want the injuries to kind of keep mounting up just now. But I suppose we'll just need to wait and see. But yeah, again, just a wee moment of magic from Aribo is just it's broke the deadlock for us, and really from then on in, Rangers kind of got better and better, I thought, and pretty much immediately we move on to the second goal, on to the 37th minute. Hardly even time to catch our breath, to finish even messaging each other in the group chat, I suppose, at this point, and it's another goal. So 37 minutes, Rangers are on the front foot from pretty much winning the ball back from the kick-off. Barisic is played in by Aribo down the left. Deep cross to the back post towards Balogun. It falls to the edge of the box. Kent strikes it on the volley. Not the greatest of connections, probably not even the greatest of shots, but it was going on target. Takes a deflection off the leg of the United defender, and it's past the keeper to make it Rangers 2, Dundee United 0. I'm enjoying my Sunday now, Ali.
Yeah. If somebody had told me at this point Rangers would be 2-0 up after watching 30 minutes of that game, I would have went, no chance. But if the old saying is, if you don't shoot, you don't score. And he had a shot, Kent. It got a deflection. It wasn't the greatest goal to look at, but deflection into the net. And after that first goal, Rangers were controlling the game. When we got that second one there, I thought we're not going to look back here now. There's no chance Dundee United will come back to this game. So, no, I was delighted at this point. I just didn't see 2-0 at this point.
Yeah, again, Scotia, a goal's a goal.
It is, yeah. We've been on about Kent shooting. And the first shot itself, I don't think was scoring at all. But obviously it takes that pretty big deflection, just wrong foots the keeper, and in it goes. And I don't know if it's down to Kamara coming on, improving the midfield, or the goal kind of giving us a bit of lift as well. But you could definitely see Rangers up the tempo a wee bit, and it was at this point as well Aribo sort of stepped forward a wee bit more, and we kind of fell into a 4-2-3-1 kind of formation where Aribo playing a lot higher. I know, Ali, you don't like the Aribo in the midfield sort of 3-4-3-3 formation, but I think you could see that Aribo had started to play further forward by now as well, and I think that gave us a big dimension in our game.
Yeah, definitely. Aribo today's, we'll come on and speak about him probably in length later on in the match, but especially in the first half, he started making things happen. He was the one that put the cross in. And one to put Balogun in, Barisic in even to get the cross in, which led to the Kent volley. So yeah, he had a real big impact. And as I say, I was sitting going 2-0, two deflected, not deflected goals, but two kind of a goal's a goal. Again, as I've said 3 times now, but it is a goal's a goal, and that's just the way it was. And I was delighted the fact that it was 2-0, and the kind of the wind was took out United's sails really for the rest of the half. You could see it. Rangers were very unlucky, I think, not to add a third before the break. We'll move on to 41 minutes. Rangers much more settled, as you would expect, being 2-0 up. Some good play by Kent out on the right, works it out to Barisic on the left, who then cuts back in and eventually gets it out to Balogun, who gets in a low cross, but it's cleared. Morelos is through this time. The first shot is blocked by the United defender. Good defending by him, to be fair. And the United keeper gets it out to the second ball quite quick to stop Morelos getting a decent shot away. 43 minutes, Davis then has a shot from the edge of the box that's just past the post. 44 minutes, Balogun again with a great cross from the right-hand side for Morelos to get on the end of. He gets to the header first, and it's straight at the keeper, who manages to keep it out and even keeps the kind of follow-up of it out. It should have been 3 here. I'd say I'm shocked that Morelos has missed it. He should really be scoring. It was kind of his bread and butter kind of goal. 1 minute added on time. Rangers 2, Dundee United 0, and it's half time. So Ali, your thoughts at half time, but also your thoughts on the Morelos chance.
To be honest, I wasn't surprised he missed it, because we've talked about it 17 times. He misses sitters. I text you, I don't really remember a Rangers striker miss as many sitters as Morelos does. You could say McCoy's and all that, but look at the goals he scored. But
yeah,
he seems to miss some amount of sitters. But I don't see Morelos as an out-and-out striker. I don't think he is that type of player. He plays anywhere along the 3 there. So, he should score, but it was one of those ones for me, to be honest. But in terms of the first half, no, I was delighted to be going in 2-0. I thought we started the game slow again. For some reason, Rangers just, I don't know what it is. We just start games really slow. It takes us 20-25 minutes to grow into games for some reason. I thought a lot of credit to Dundee United and Mickey Mellon, the way they set up. Had a go at Rangers, which we thought. I thought they looked really good, Dundee United. I think they'll cause other teams. I know Celtic play them in a week's time, apparently, so hopefully it can cause them a bit of bother. But no, they were decent. I thought Kamara made a difference. The 3 players I thought for the first half was Aribo, Kamara, and I also thought Balogun was doing really well at right back. That's for a guy standing in there. So no, I was happy enough. And like I text you, as I always do, I was looking for the early goal in the second half to kill it.
Yeah, I was waiting for that text to come through, mate, at half time. I'm not going to lie. Scotia, your thoughts at half time and also the Morelos chance?
I'm feeling a wee bit lucky, to be honest, that we were going in at half time 2-0 up, because we were pretty poor that first half. As Ali says, started slowly again, and it's been a theme for the last couple of months. Seen a stat that kind of the Ross County game apart. I think all our games at Ibrox have been 1-0 wins. Well, like the last 4 or 5 games. So it's not been easy, but they've been difficult kind of games in that respect. Morelos, I probably should score, but at that point we were 2-0 up already, so I'm not that bothered about it, to be honest. Had it been sitting at 0-0, 1-0 even, I'd have been a lot more furious. Yeah. But I thought we were pretty poor, and I was looking at it. With 4 games at the start of today we had, and if we win them, we win the league. And I was looking at it, and I was like, well, we play Livy after they're in the League Cup final, so that game should take care of itself. They're either going to be in a massive high or a massive low, and you would like to think it takes them out of them. The Dundee United game and St Mirren games we've got are two that I looked at and I'm like, it's now at this stage of the season where they're playing for points as well to get into the top six. So I thought it could be fairly difficult. And Dundee United, credit to them, they were the better team for large portions of that half, and we got the luck. Just luck that we got those 2 goals that went in 2-0 up rather than sitting 0-0.
Yeah, I'll take that luck all day though, mate. To be honest, I'll give Dundee United their credit that they really did test Rangers in the first 30 minutes, and they definitely came to have a go as we kind of expected them to. But yeah, there's the two kind of moments of luck, and obviously the wee bit of moment of magic by Aribo, who kind of sparked into life kind of midway through the first half, has led us to be 2-0 at half time and very comfortable. And I'll totally agree on the Morelos chance. If it was nothing each, I'd be furious at Morelos, but it was 2-0, end of the half, you're like, all right, you kind of let him away with it. It was still one of the ones that I was like, how did that not go in? It's one of the ones that looks more difficult to miss than it does to score, but that's Morelos for you, innit? But I love him. That's what you when you messaged me, Ali, you were like, I've never known a Ranger striker to miss so many sitters. I was like, yeah, I know, but I love him. I just love him. So he always gets a wee bit of leeway with me. And I say, because it's 2-0, you kind of let him away. But we'll jump into the second half, and Ali, you get your early goal, and what an absolute beauty of a goal this is. Rangers start the second half the same way we ended the first, pushing high up the park. From a throw-in, Morelos passes it to Aribo on the left-hand side of the box. Aribo hits a rocket of a strike that hits off the far post and into the net. A real screamer. Keeper is at full stretch as well, which makes it look even better. But what a goal by Joe Aribo, an absolute perler, and it'll be one of the goals that's on the goals of the week on Soccer AM next week for sure. An absolutely great goal, and he was absolutely buzzing with it. Ali, this is a fantastic strike.
So, when I was out the couch for this one, this was outstanding for Aribo. Rangers, to be fair, Rangers, we started the first half. I know that was, I think, the 48th minute he scored there, but we started that half on fire, to be honest. We were right up for it, and I mean, I don't know how many times we've said it, but Joe Aribo, he's got this in his locker all the time. He seemed up for it today, Joe Aribo. He seemed that he wanted to take the game at scruff of the neck, and I mean, what a strike it was. Well played by Morelos as well to set him up too, but no, it was some strike. The keeper had no chance, and there's my early goal for me. That's the game. That's the game done for me now at 3-0. I thought we could make changes. We've got a big game on Thursday night coming up. So, no, perfect goal and perfect time to get a goal as well. Yeah,
Scotia, this is an unbelievable bit of skill by Joe Aribo.
It is. He does it quite a lot. What's noticed about Aribo, see when Kamara comes on, usually Kamara plays on the left-hand side, Aribo plays on the right. Kamara came on. Kamara seemed to stick out on the right more often than not, and Aribo was playing on the left quite a bit as well. I mean, they were switching about, but this is where this goal comes from the left, sort of the left-hand side of the midfield, and that was really good. It had reminiscent of some of the goals he scored in Europe. I think the goal he scored against Braga. Obviously, there was tidier footwork involved there, but same sort of position he's driving in from, and it was an absolutely brilliant goal.
Just an absolute screamer. I was just saying, one of the ones where you're just like, oh, what a strike. As soon as he hit it too, you knew. It was just one of the ones, as soon as the ball left his boot, I was like, well, that's in. Because the way the keeper was at full stretch as well, just an absolutely great goal. And really kind of sums up his performance today. Aribo was he was great, and you both said it. He just wanted to grab this game by the scruff of the neck and finish it off. But yeah, 3-0, the game's done. I was the same, in my opinion. I was like, right, make the changes as quickly as you possibly can now. Changes don't come just yet. We'll move on to the 52nd minute. Morelos desperate to get on in the action. He hits a long shot, but it's easily saved by the United keeper. Then another attempt comes. He's kind of close in as he slipped in by. I think he was slipped in by Aribo again at that point, or it might have been Kent. Yeah, I think it was Kent. But it's closed down by the keeper from quite a tight angle. But Rangers are really looking dangerous now. United obviously need to be quite careful because Rangers have got their tails well and truly up. 55 minutes, United have a wild attempt from the left-hand side of the box. But it's just a wee reminder that we can't turn off and relax just yet. And McGregor was quick to tell his teammates exactly that when he stood up from it. 58 minutes, Morelos again, so close to getting in the action. Great ball with the back post from Barisic. Morelos beats the defender to the header, but it's just by the post. Really, really unlucky. So on to 60 minutes, or we'll go to 62 minutes even, because the double change happens for Rangers. Davis comes off, Hadji comes off, and Arfield and Wright come on. So Scotia, I'll come to you first. What's your thoughts here? Are you thinking we're going to kick on here and score another one, or is it going to be one of them drab 60 minutes? 30 minutes even, 60 minutes.
I wasn't too sure, to be honest. I mean, I think the game was done when we went 2-0 up, to be honest. I think that kind of took everything out of the sails of Dundee United. But so part of me, the way we were playing at the start of that first half, you're like, you keep playing like this for the next 10, 15 minutes. You know, we could go on 4-5-0, but the game's won. So I think, you know, there's a bigger, more important game coming up on Thursday now that the game's won today, so it's all about keeping players fresh for Thursday, to be honest. So I wasn't really bothered either way if it was the most boring game in the next half hour or if it was the most exciting game, to be honest. We've won, I thought at that point. So
yeah, Ali, you thinking along the same lines?
I thought there was another goal in it, to be honest. I thought we looked quite hungry at this point, so I expected another goal. Sometimes when you make a few changes, it can either make a positive effect, or sometimes it can sort of unbalance the team, to be honest, and it can maybe peter out. But no, it was the right changes. I was delighted to see the boy Wright on. I've been wanting to see him for a while. He's only had wee sort of cameos. We'll probably talk about him later on. I thought he looked bright again. I thought he looked decent. Good to see Arfield back on again as well. That's another 30 minutes into his legs, because I'd imagine he'll start Thursday night. But no, I honestly thought there'd be another goal in it.
Yeah, and Scott Wright was quite quick to make an impact. He plays a great pass to Morelos, kind of sends him away. Morelos battles well to get a touch over the United keeper, but the touch is a wee bit heavy and it gets to the United keeper, who tries to clear it, but he smashes the ball into Morelos. Morelos kind of jumps with his back to it. It ends up in the back of the net. Again, they all count. Morelos is going to be buzzing the fact that he got a goal, because he was looking a wee bit upset with himself that he hadn't scored yet. But yeah, it's now Rangers 4, Dundee United now, and the game's well and truly over. But this is a howler, Ali, for that keeper.
I was really wanting Alfie to get a goal today. He really wanted one, and he was trying. He was really unlucky with a header a few minutes before. But this is a typical Morelos goal, to be honest. I mean, fair play to him for keep trying. I mean, he could have stopped running, Morelos, but he keeps going. The ref in the goalkeeper makes a complete arse of it. I mean, he doesn't even kick it straight. He kicks it like sideways onto Morelos. I mean, he probably couldn't do it if he tried it again. Off Morelos into the goal, and I was delighted for Morelos. He went away to the camera, did his wee heart celebration, which I think's for his missus and his wee baby as well. So she'll need to get a few balloons up tonight for him for that one. But no, but as soon as he scored, I think he'll be coming off, and the king of the cameras panned to the sideline, and we've seen Defoe and Gerrard have a wee bit of a laugh with each other.
Yeah, I know. Just a comedy of goals, but Scotia Morelos is not going to be caring. They all count.
No, I've scored a few of them in FIFA 98 with the World Cup.
I thought you were going to played as a defender. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
No, they're so reminiscent of the goals you used to score in FIFA 98, the road to World Cup. You just stand in front of the keeper and it bounce off them into the net. Take them any way they come, to be honest.
Yeah, just a ridiculous goal. Made me laugh. But yeah, buzzing for the wee man. And then straight away Rangers got a penalty. So Barisic gets the ball into Morelos. He's about the penalty spot. He gets a touch back to Arfield, who hits a beauty of a strike, but it hits the bar, and then the ref pulls it back to give the penalty for a late challenge on Morelos. Morelos then goes off, and Defoe comes on. We also see Simpson coming on for Hollander. Barisic steps up to hit the penalty, but it's saved by United keeper. It's not the best of penalty, but the keeper does well to save it. I'm of the opinion that you give that to Morelos to take. Ali?
No, I wouldn't have given it to Morelos.
Why not? I would have. No, come on. He didn't get his actual goal, right? So he's obviously he's kind of got a lucky goal today. Before I took him off, I would have gave him that to have a bash at, because you knew he was coming off, so he'd probably have scored it.
Yeah, but I think going forward, it looks like Barisic is going to be our penalty taker. So I think this has happened before a few times. I think when with Rangers have been a few goals up, and Tab's usually the penalty taker, and somebody like Morelos or wants it to get a goal, but have takes it. You see it a lot of football teams. They're the penalty taker, and that's it, end of. But I see what you mean. To get him a goal, it would have been probably good. He probably would have missed it, to be fair. But no, I mean, Barisic's penalty. I mean, for him to hit three penalties in the space of 2 games over 3 days, whatever it is, I mean, it's unusual that, but it was a poor penalty. He went the same side where he went the last 2 penalties. I thought he should have switched sides. He's went a good height for the goalkeeper, but I'm going to let him off, Barisic, because he scored 2 absolutely important penalties for us during the week. And if you're going to miss a penalty, do it when you're 4-0 up. So nobody will remember that penalty.
That's true. Scotia, would you have gave it Morelos to hit? Or have I just got buff love hearts in my eyes, mate?
I think you've got buff love hearts because I don't think Morelos is a great striker of the ball in terms of taking like a set piece. I think I've seen him do it a few. Obviously, that Aberdeen game in the League Cup a couple of seasons back, he doesn't strike it cleanly. I'm not, to be honest, not as convinced about Barisic as I was maybe 5 days ago before he took a penalty, because he's put all those 3 penalties he's taken these last couple of days. They're all in the kind of same area, and his second one against Antwerp was really good, but his first one, well, that was a bit close. The keeper could have got to that, and then today's one was really poor. Defoe coming on, I thought, oh, maybe Defoe, but it was probably just too quick for him coming on right after the sub. But yeah, no way would have given it to Morelos. I think it probably will be Barisic going forward, but sometimes you miss to have for things like this, don't you?
Oh, I know, of course. I thought it'd have been good just to get Morelos a proper goal, even though his is still going to count as his goal, but it would have been good just to see him score. But again, that's probably just me being a wee bit biased towards Morelos. So obviously, Rangers are 4-0 up at this point. The tempo of the game does drop. I think you would expect that. Rangers are really in total control. Move on to the 73rd minute. Scott Wright and Joe Aribo then have one of the best moves of the game down the left-hand side. Almost leads to Joe Aribo being in down the left-hand channel towards the byline. But the final ball by Wright's just a wee bit heavy, and the keeper manages to get out to it first. But really good play, kind of give and go play down the left hand side, and it was a wee insight to what Scott Wright can bring to the table. Is this what you were looking to see from Scott Wright, Ali?
Yeah, I thought it was an outstanding bit of play down there, and I was off the couch for it. I thought, oh, if we finish this off, this could be a goal of the season contender. This one, it was brilliant. I think he suits Rangers, Scott Wright. He's a clever player. He can play anywhere in that front three. He could probably play even deeper in the midfield if he wanted, but he's a clever player. I just think he suits Rangers the way we play. I'd like to see him get more games. I can understand why he's not playing, because there's maybe players ahead of him that potentially deserve to be there ahead of him. But yeah, no, I think he could be a good player for Rangers going forward. I thought when he came in, I thought he'd be a squad player, to be honest. I didn't think he'd be a starter, but the more I see of him in wee cameos, the more I like him, to be honest.
Yeah, so Scott, what was your thoughts on Scott Wright today?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Again, the cameos that he's made for us, he's come on and been pretty impressive. I liked him when he was playing for Aberdeen. Thought he looked a wee tidy player. Only thing I would say about him today, that wee move probably should have cut it back to Arfield, and the pass through to Aribo was maybe just a wee bit too heavy. But it was a lovely wee bit of play on that left hand side. Yeah, and I think because Arfield was probably screaming, you had just seen a wee bit at the camera angle, him shouting at the bottom. He should probably cut it back there, but that'll come. He's probably not even played a full 90 minutes for Rangers yet. In terms of all the wee bits and pieces that he has played, so that'll come eventually. And it's good to get this in for next season. That's something I mentioned about during the transfer window, getting him in now to bed him into the team. This is good. We'll see more of him next season than we will this.
I think he looks very direct. He looks quite an intelligent player as well, to be honest. I think he's got the proper footballing brain, if you like, to link up with players like Aribo and Kamara probably as well, who probably worked really well with him, and even Scott Arfield as well to that extent. Scott Arfield's very clever with setting up runs and doing 1-2s and giving goals and whatever. So yeah, I was quite impressed with Scott Wright. I've been desperate as well to see him. I'm desperate to see him kind of get up to speed and see what he can offer. And if I'm being brutally honest, I would have probably put him on a lot earlier if I had you, because I know Hadji got us a goal today to get us going, but I just didn't think he was great. Hadji always tries, and he definitely does. And I know he's still obviously young as well, and I don't like being too critical of him, but I just didn't think he was great. Nothing was really coming off from him. Again, there was wee moments where he was good, but like players like Aribo just completely outshine him, really. When you see Aribo playing the way Aribo can play, you're like, if only Hadji could match Aribo's performances, and then you would have what a player on your hands, I suppose. But yeah, as I say, I'm looking forward to seeing more of Scott Wright. So as I say, there's a bit of a breaking play around 78 minutes. Balogun takes quite a show one when trying to win ahead on the halfway line. No real malice in it. I think both of them were trying to win the ball, but he gets up, he's all right. Just have to mention this wee bit as well. Gerrard then shows that he's still got it. Where a clearance goes out and it goes towards him, and with his hands in his pockets, jumps up and heads the ball back the way to Scott Arfield. I was just like, that's how a manager. Can you imagine Walter Smith doing that? So 81 minutes, Kent then puts a great run together down the right hand side, cuts inside the wee Kent flick, as we know, gets himself into a more central position, but his shot's well wide and it's curving away from goal. As I say, this point in the game's really nothing really in it. Even the commentators were talking about pigeons and whatever else they were speaking about, so there was nothing really happening in the game. And then United get a goal back. They put a quite a decent bit of a passage of play together down the right hand side from the edge of the box. They get the shot away low into the bottom corner. Nothing really Alan McGregor can do about it, but he wasn't happy, as you would expect from McGregor. But this is purely down to just a lack of concentration, thinking the game's kind of over, which it was. The game was obviously over, and as we said at the start, to be fair, they probably deserved a goal for their efforts in the first 25-30 minutes of the match. Ali, are we going to be too critical of the team here, or is it just one of them goals?
I think it's because we're probably not used to seeing Rangers concede goals. This is the second goal they've conceded at Ibrox in the league. It's weird when you see Rangers concede a goal. I don't know how to react sometimes because we're not really used to it this season.
Thursday night,
well,
I got used to, for fuck's sake.
We'll take Europe out there. Europe's a different animal. We do in Europe. Yeah. But in terms of the league, when a team scores against us now, it's like, what are they doing? They're not allowed to do that. But, I mean... No wonder Shagger was raging. I mean, they're probably in clean sheet bonuses and everything, so it probably cost him money. But I thought it was the boy Simpson dilly-dallied on it a wee bit, and he just nicked it off. And I think Goldson was there. I think it was a collective kind of one, to be honest. Bit of a brain fart at the back, but he can let them off. They've been outstanding this year, the Rangers back four, to be honest. So I'll let them off, but I think McGregor will have a wee word with a few of them at full time in the dressing room.
Yeah, Scotia, it's just one of them consolation goals, isn't it, really?
Yeah, no, I agree with Ali. I think, we probably should have been doing better, but, by this point, we've made the 5 subs, so the team's changed. But although, saying that, the team's been playing for 20 minutes with the same players in the parks. They probably should have been a wee bit more cohesive, but it's just one of those ones. The game's won, you take the foot off the gas at 4-0. You've got that big game coming up in Europe on Thursday night, so, come what may.
Yeah, just one of them ones. We'll just leave it there. It was just everybody kind of shut down for the day, really, I think. That's really it, really. Goldson gets a header on the 90th minute from a corner, but it's straight at the keeper. 3 minutes have added on time. Rangers see it out, no problem at all. And it finishes Rangers 4, Dundee United 1. So I'm delighted with that. As I say, it's a really good performance for Rangers, really. We controlled large parts of the game. Nothing really to really complain about. Okay, conceding a goal, but I mean, you can't really criticise the team for conceding a goal, and it's another win, and it's one win closer to 55. So we'll move on to the man of the match. I can't remember who went first the other night. Who was it? You know? Can you remember?
Was it me? Was
it you? Right, Ali, do you want to go first? We'll probably all pick the same person anyway. But
I think we're going to go for the same person, to be honest. It's, for me, head and shoulders. Heart and Hand gave it to him as well. It's Joe Aribo. I would give a special mention to Shagger, because if he didn't pull those saves in the first half, we could have looked at a different game. I thought Balogun at right back, I thought he looked really good. Some of his runs up and down that wing, when he gets going with the big legs, you can't stop him. I thought he was really good to fill in there, and I also thought Glenn Kamara changed the game. But no, Joe Aribo all day long.
Yeah, you in agreement, Scotia?
Somewhat. I'm struggling with this, to be honest. Aribo, Aribo is the man of the match, but I think it's similar to what I said on Thursday night. I think McGregor changes the whole complexion of that game with the saves he makes. No, now I say they aren't the best saves in the world, but we could be sitting there 2-0 down, and it could be what turned out to be quite an enjoyable Sunday into an absolutely frustrating Sunday. So I'm a wee bit conflicted in who to pick. I think I probably will give it to Aribo, but I think McGregor's very close just for those saves, and it could completely change the outlook of your weekend.
No, I can totally get where you're coming from in that regard, mate. If he'd maybe made one or two more saves, I might be more inclined to give it to McGregor, but and he probably does change the whole complexion of the game, to be honest, but it has to be Joe Aribo for me. I thought everything that he'd done today was just absolutely top drawer. He was right on his game, he was quick, he was sharp, the footwork that he can do is incredible. He really is. When he plays like that, he's an absolute joy to watch. A real master of his art when he's playing like that. And yeah, the goal as well. The third goal, just an absolute screamer. Contender for goal of the season. It really is. But yeah, I'll go with Joe Aribo. So a clean sweep for Joe. So there's just under 2 weeks left to enter our raffle. We are currently raising money for MND Scotland. We're aiming to raise £555 for this charity. By making a £1 donation via our Facebook page, you'll be entered into a raffle to have a chance of winning a fantastic framed print artwork of Fernando Ricksen and a copy of the book Fernando Ricksen, The Final Battle. So if you just head to our Facebook page, the pin post at the top, it'll tell you everything you need to do to enter the raffle. So thank you to everyone who's donated so far, and thank you in advance if you're planning on donating. Let's help fight the battle against MND. So Ali, you've just stopped me there. What have you just seen on Twitter, mate?
Yeah, I've just seen on Twitter that the gaffer has come out and said that Kemar Roof and Tav should be back in 2 to 3 weeks, which is fantastic news because I honestly thought the two of them we might potentially not see this season. So it'll be good to find out exactly what the injury is. I did notice that Tav didn't have a knee brace on today, which gave me a kind of a bit of optimism.
Or a crutch or anything like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought, this might be good news. So no, 2 to 3 weeks is brilliant, and yeah, they could be back for the Old Firm game for that title party, hopefully.
Yeah, even better news for a Sunday now, Scott.
It is indeed. Well, what I'm thinking as well is that they could be back in time for hopefully the second leg of the last 16 of the Europa League, if we manage to see off Antwerp next Thursday. So that's brightened my weekend up even more.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely brightened it up. So hopefully they're not going to be missing for too much longer. Club at 22, bringing you breaking news on podcasts. So, gentlemen, that'll do us for today. Ali, thank you very much for your time, as always, mate.
No problem. Another one ticked off, lads. 3 to go.
3 to go. Cheers, Scotia. Thanks very much for your time.
Yeah, thanks, guys. One step closer.
And last but not least, thank you to all for listening. Please like, subscribe, follow and share anywhere that you can to continue to help us grow. It really is much appreciated. And without your support, we wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you very much. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, and we will speak to you again next time. Cheers.